If you're thinking about relocating your family to St. Louis, Missouri, but aren't quite sure what suburb, subdivision, or neighborhood is going to fit your family the best, stick around because in today's video, I'm going to go over an area of South St. Louis County called Oakville. Hey, my name is Kevin Duy. I'm a realtor here in St. Louis, Missouri, and I specialize in helping families just like yours relocate from around the country to move right here to St. Louis, Missouri. In today's video, we're going to be talking about an area of South St. Louis County called Oakville. As of this past January 2022, the median home price in Oakville is $267,000. That's up 7.9% from 2021. So Oakville is actually the community and part of St. Louis County that my wife and myself live in with our family. We got 4 kiddos, and we just love living here in Oakville. Oakville is a great tight-knit community where you get to know your neighbors, and everybody is pretty much friendly for the most part. I mean, we've lived in a few different subdivisions and neighborhoods in Oakville, and we've had just amazing neighbors everywhere we've lived. Now, some communities, whenever you say they're tight-knit, that means they're also kind of cliquish as far as like if you're, somebody that's relocating that's not from the area, moving into the area, you kind of feel like an outsider almost, like you're invading, their space or their place. Oakville, that's not the case at all. It's very, very welcoming. Now, my wife and I, we didn't grow up in Oakville, but we found out once we moved into Oakville about 13 years ago that a lot of people that live in Oakville grew up here, went to the elementary schools, middle schools, and high school, and they still continue to choose Oakville as their place to live and raise their families. So I think that says a lot about the community and just how nice of an area Oakville is to live and raise a family. And Oakville is located in South St. Louis County, and the main thoroughfare and road going through Oakville is called Telegraph Road. Your main access point to Telegraph is going to be Highway 255. Kind of a fun fact about Oakville is that residents and locals refer to Oakville as the island because there is kind of like one main way in and one main way out. And there's rivers on both sides. We're surrounded by, there's the Merrimack River on one side and then the Mississippi River on the other. And so it is kind of like an island when you have the highway up here, then the 2 rivers, and the one access point, the main access point to get into Oakville. It's kind of like getting off the island. You got to take Telegraph Road all the way up to the highway to get out into other parts of St. Louis County. And another reason we refer to it as an island is because there are so many different local businesses that are along Telegraph Road and within Oakville that really you don't ever need to leave, quote, the island because you've got grocery shopping, clothes shopping, awesome restaurants. We've got just fantastic restaurants up and down Telegraph Road. And I think if I had like one, drawback as far as with the restaurant scene on Telegraph, the food quality is phenomenal, service is great, awesome local owners and that kind of stuff. But like my wife and I love like going out to eat and sitting, in a nice like outdoor patio, something like that, outdoor open air seating. And all of Oakville's restaurants, for the most part, are contained in a strip mall or like a plaza type setting. And so like even some of them that have patios, they have a patio, but it's not the best as far as like atmosphere and stuff. I guess like the sports pub, Oakville Sports Pub would have the biggest patio in Oakville, but even still, it's not the best atmosphere. They have phenomenal food. It's an awesome place to go and hang out and stuff. But just like the patio scene, I wish there was just a better patio restaurant in Oakville. That's like my only complaint though, as far as the restaurants and stuff go on Telegraph Road in Oakville. Oakville features 2 really great parks, Beech Tree Park and Cliff Cave Park. And Cliff Cave Park has just a phenomenal walking, bike riding, running, rollerblading, paved trail that goes about it's a 5-mile loop that goes all around the whole park area. And it's along the Mississippi River with some just beautiful bluff overlooks. I'm going to show you some video real quick of just some of the parts of the trail at Cliff Cave. Just beautiful surroundings. And I don't know about you, but just I love getting out into nature and just walking and kind of clearing my head, maybe putting some music on or listening to a podcast or just going for a walk with my wife and just talking. But Cliff Cave is an awesome place to do that. Beach Park is also another great park in Oakville. It's got a really great playground for the kids, has an awesome lake, and it's got a trail that goes around the lake and then through some woods and forests. The trail isn't paved, it's more of like a gravel, trail. So it wouldn't be the best for, obviously, you can't rollerblade or, skateboard or anything like that, but you could still like ride a mountain bike along the trail. But for the most part, people are running or walking on the trail at Beach Park. And Beach also has this really great lookout area where it's just almost like a little deck that overhangs a bluff that overlooks the Mississippi River. It's one of my favorite places to go as far as like just, it's a great place to kind of end or start your walk or run. Just to, I don't know, I just like, like I said, being in nature and just kind of reflecting and just kind of sitting there and just watching the river and watching the barges go up and down the river and just kind of like, I don't know, being with my own thoughts. It's a great, great place. We took our kids to Beach and the playground there for just years. They just absolutely love it. And they always kind of run into a little, a buddy they meet from school or from the neighborhood or something like that up there and play with them. But yeah, the playground at Beach is a really cool playground for kids. Over the summers in St. Louis, it can get pretty darn hot, and so it's a pretty nice perk to be able to have access to a pool. Well, the good thing about Oakville is that there's a lot of different neighborhoods and subdivisions that have neighborhood or subdivision pools, so you're just going to have to pay your HOA fee, and you're going to get access to that pool and clubhouse. And even some areas, some neighborhoods even have, tennis courts, volleyball courts, and that kind of stuff as well, right by the pool. Yeah, here we go. So here's Town Woods, and here's the neighborhood pool there in Town Woods. So kind of right smack dab in the middle of the subdivision here. And I mean, look at all these different cul-de-sacs, tons of cul-de-sacs. And I'm a big cul-de-sac fan myself. I love, living on a cul-de-sac, knowing there's not gonna be just traffic rushing through with, my kids playing outside and everything. So I'm a big fan of that. So there's another neighborhood subdivision with a pool. So let me take you down. I know there's another one over here. Yeah. New England Village. At this time during Google Earth, the pool is covered, but that's the pool right there. And they've also got tennis courts, or clubhouse there and stuff. So that's a cool feature for. And there's a little, early childhood learning center there, right in this neighborhood as well. Again, that's New England Village. Some just tons of more, cul-de-sacs going back in here. Great neighborhoods back here as well. And I'm just a big fan of this area. Yeah, you can make friends with this guy. You can just go to hang out at their pool. Yet again, another neighborhood pool. They've got sand volleyball courts. Just a lot of green space, open area. Kids can play wiffle ball, football, whatever. And then they've got some tennis courts there as well. I love this neighborhood. If you enjoy swimming as a family, but you also enjoy golf, you're definitely going to want to check out the club at Castle Bluff. It's a 9-hole golf club right here in Oakville, Missouri, and it also has a pool and clubhouse as a part of the membership. Hey, what do you say we hop in the car, I'll take you for a quick drive, and I'll show you around a few different neighborhoods and subdivisions within Oakville. Let's go. So in Oakville, for that median house price of $267,000, you're going to see a wide range of housing types for that to find that median. So you're going to have houses that are, around $150,000, maybe even a little bit lower, and like 2 bedrooms, all the way up to well over $1 million. And so there's an incredible different range of housing options in Oakville. Since we're so close to the Mississippi River, a lot of houses in Oakville have a beautiful, beautiful bluff view. They sit up on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi River over into Illinois and the farmland that's over there in Illinois. It's just tremendous, breathtaking views on some of the houses in Oakville. You're also going to see a wide variety of the age of the neighborhoods that are in Oakville. So there's a lot of newer neighborhoods that have been built in the last, say 10, 15 years, and also a lot of neighborhoods in Oakville that have been around for decades. You're also going to see a variety of ranch-style homes, 2-story homes, split-level homes, pretty much every kind of style home you want. You're going to be able to find that in Oakville. So if I had any other cons about Oakville that I would describe, and I guess one would be maybe just the traffic time. And so since there is that one main thoroughfare of Telegraph Road in and out going north and south, we live at the very, very southern part of it as well. We live in the most southern part of Oakville. So that's just kind of like an added 10 minutes to get from where we are up to the highway. And so like anywhere we're going somewhere, it's going to take us just 10 minutes just to get to the highway. And sometimes when there's rush hour traffic in the mornings, everybody's trying to get north to get to the highway to get to work. So that can be, kind of a bummer as far as just Telegraph gets a little bit of congestion. And like I said, you got that, the long kind of access, especially the further south you live on Telegraph, off of Telegraph Road, you're just gonna have to add that commute time. So, it's not that big of a deal, but you are in the most southeastern part of St. Louis County. And so if you're trying to get out west or more central St. Louis County, you're just, it's not as central of a location as other parts of St. Louis County would be. So if that makes sense. I also want to make sure that I point out one thing that might be seen as a negative as far as living in Oakville, especially the southern part of Oakville. So there's an Ameren power plant that is in the southern part of Oakville, and you can see those smokestacks in the power plant from a handful of different subdivisions. And so it can, that might be a turnoff. If you pull into your subdivision, you see these big smokestacks, especially in the wintertime, the plumes of smoke and steam coming out of them can be pretty large. And so, I don't know if that's like an aesthetic thing that, maybe turns you off. Just kind of keep that in mind as far as the different neighborhoods and stuff where you go in Oakville. And if that's something that would be a turnoff to you, make sure you let me know, because that way, like I said, I can rule out those subdivisions where they have a plain view. You can be sitting on your back deck and, you're staring straight at the Ameren power plant and the smokestacks, So just let me know if that's something that would be a turnoff, and I'll make sure that I rule out those subdivisions for you. Well, what'd you think of Oakville? Could you see your family living here someday? If you like what you just saw and you think that Oakville might be a good fit for your family, let me know. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I would love to learn more about your family, what you guys are looking for, what your lifestyle is. That way I can help you find the perfect house on the perfect street in the perfect neighborhood in Oakville or anywhere else in St. Louis County that's going to meet your family's needs.